Welcome to High Level Techie. This is Jitin here, and today we are going to talk about MCP or Model Context Protocol inside voice AI agents. And here you can see there is a relatively new tab called MCP or Model Context Protocol. So this is where you can add GoHighLevel's own MCP server or any other MCP server that you have access to. In this video, we are going to discuss about how you can add GoHighLevel's MCP server and get things done inside your CRM using your voice AI agent. So let's get started, right? So here, if you want to add an MCP, all you have to do is click here on add MCP. And this is where you give an MCP name for identification. And then you have to give the MCP URL here. And then you specify the timeout for your MCP here. And then you would add the header and other variables that are required for your MCP to work. So now let's go into GoHighLevel MCP Server documentation. If you search for HighLevel MCP Server, you will find this page. This is where you can get all the details that you require to set up your MCP server. So first thing first, you need to get a private integration token or PIT from your sub account. And once you have the PIT with all the required scopes, you can start using that inside your MCP server. And once you have the PIT, and then the request that you're sending would go to this specific URL. So all you have to do is now to copy the whole URL, and then you go back to your agent, and then you can paste that URL in here. And then again, we don't really need this whole HTTPS again, so remove that. And we also need to give a name, so I'm gonna call it HighLevel MCP, and we have added the MCP URL. Now, as soon as you add the URL, you can see there's a warning. Connecting lead connector MCP to an external voice AI MCP can expose full sub-account access, including client data. So if you want to read more, you click here, then you can read through this. So when you are adding an MCP server with some sensitive scopes attached to it, then whoever has access to this MCP server can do all the things that the scope would allow them to do. So in this case, we are actually connecting this MCP server to our voice AI agent, right? So now if someone gets access to the phone number connected to this agent and call this agent and say that go and delete all the contacts or go and delete this contact or something similar, then the AI agent would do that, right? So that is this warning telling you, right? So when you are connecting your MCP server and it has all the scopes, then you have to be really careful who has access to this agent or to this server. So now keeping that in mind, we have to set up the header, and for header, we need the private integration token. And for header, we need some information. So we go back to the documentation and inside, and you can see here under header, you need authorization and location ID. And for the authorization, you need to create your private integration token. So let's copy this authorization and let's go back and type that in here, authorization. And here, this would be bearer and space your private integration token, whatever it is. We will create that in a minute and we'll come back here. And the next one is location ID. So if we go here, this location ID, copy that and then paste that in. And then here you will add your location ID, right? So once you have actual values for these two parameters, your MCP server will start working. So let's click save now. And now we quickly go to our private integration token, and then we can create a new private integration token. So I have already created MCP PIT, so we can use that. If you are new to this, all you have to do is click here on create new integration, give it a name. So whatever name you want to give, and then you go here, select the scopes that you want, and again you have to remember what all scopes you are giving away for this agent, right? So be careful with that. Once you select all the scopes you want, all you have to do is click create. So I'm gonna cancel this. I'm gonna go to MCP PIT here and click edit. Then you will see the same steps, and in here I have the minimum scopes selected for this private integration token. It can read my location ID so that it can understand which location we are working on. and then it can view and edit contacts. It can view and edit opportunities. So as of now, I'm only using that. And if we want more scopes, we can add that later. So I'm gonna click update, and to copy this scope, I need to get a new token. So I'm gonna rotate and expire, and then I get a new token here. I'm gonna copy that and I'm gonna go back, and then I'm gonna go back and add my token in here. So now my authorization is ready, and I also need to copy my location ID. I'm gonna copy that from the URL. So, and now I'm ready to set up my MCP server. So I'm gonna click update and close. And once that is done, you can go here and click on add tool. And if everything worked, then you will see this window. And when you click on this drop down, you will see all the tools that you can use with your MCP server. So here we just want something to do with contacts for now. So we can add a tool to add tag to that contact. And here we have to describe when to add a tag to the contact. We want to run this tool. And then you have two options. One is speak during execution and speak after execution. So if the execution takes too long, in that case, the agent would say something like, let me check that for you. And if the execution is actually pretty quick, in that case, this would get skipped. So if you want to include that, check this box, otherwise uncheck this box, but I'm going to keep it as checked. And then it will also speak after execution. And if you don't want your AI agent to speak after the execution, you can uncheck this box, and I'm just going to keep it as default and click save. Now this would help me to add a tag to a contact using this voice AI agent. So let's see if this is going to work just like this, or if we need to add more tools, right? So I'm gonna go give a call.
Hey, what can I do for you?
Hey, can you please add a tag to the contact called Jitin with warm lead tag?
Got it. Let me add the warm lead tag to the contact named Jatin. One moment. The warm lead tag has been successfully added to the contact Jatin. Let me know if there's anything else you'd like me to assist with.
Can you tell me the email address for this contact?
I currently don't have access to the email address for the contact Jatin. If you'd like, I can help you update or add an email address for them. Let me know.
That's okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Have a great day ahead. Take care.
So now you can see that the MCP agent can actually add a tag, but it doesn't have access to the contact, right? So that is why we need to add another tool so that our agent can actually access the contact details. So let's go back to agent goals here, and let's add another tool. So if you go here and let's add a tool, and here what we are looking for is get contacts, right? So here you will see there's a tool called contact get contact, but for this tool to work you need to give a contact ID. So that is not really possible on a phone call. You can't really say the exact contact ID through a voice call. It's a random numbers and alphabets. There is lowercase, there is uppercase. So finding a contact using contact ID is not really practical. So we need to find another endpoint called get contacts. So we have to use this endpoint or this tool to find the contact. So when should this tool run? When the user wants to find a contact using name, email, etc. Okay, and then you can click save. So now we can give another call and see if that helps.
Hey, what can I do for you?
Hey, can you find the contact Jitin and add the tag warm lead?
Let me check that for you. I couldn't find a contact named Chetan in our records. Would you like me to help you add this contact or check again with more details?
Can you please check with the spelling Jithin?
Let me check that for you. I found multiple contacts named Jathan. Could you confirm which one you'd like me to update with the warm lead tag? Here are the details. 1. Jathan Sujala. Email.
Let's do
Phone.
that. Let's add a tag to that specific contact, please.
Adding the warm lead tag to the contact. The warm lead tag has been successfully added to the contact. Let me know if there's anything else you'd like me to assist with.
Can you add a new contact as well, please?
Sure. I'll need a few details to add the new contact. Could you please provide the following information? 1. Full name. 2. Email address 3, phone number if available 4. Any specific tags you'd like to add to this contact? Let me know and I'll take care of it.
Sure. Let's do Superman. Email address would be super@example.com. There are no phone number, and let's add cold lead as the tag.
Got it. Adding a new contact with the following details. Name, Superman. Email, super@example.com. Phone, not provided, tag, cold lead. Let me take care of that for you. It seems there isn't an existing contact named Superman. Unfortunately, I currently don't have the ability to create new contacts directly. You might need to add this contact through your system, or let me know if there's anything else I can assist with.
Okay, that's all. Thank you. Bye.
You're welcome. Thank you for reaching out.
All right, so now on the second call, you saw that my agent was able to find out the contact that's already existing using the get contact endpoint or the tool, and then it was able to add a tag to that particular contact. So that is working fine. And then we tried to create a new contact, and then the AI agent gave us a very promising reply that, okay, I'm gonna do that, but then unfortunately it did not have the right tools to create that contact. So now if you go and look for contact and you look for create contact tool, you need to add that as well so that you can create a new contact. So now you can select that, and then you say when the user wants to create a new contact in this account. So this is when I want to run this tool. So now we have three tools. One is to add tag, one is to find the details about contact, and the third tool is to create a contact. So this is how you would add required tools to this MCP server and then make this MCP server very useful. I understand that adding these tools one by one is not really an ideal solution, especially in this time where AI can do things for you. So this is a little bit annoying, but as of now, this is how you can set up your MCP tool. So now if you want to add an opportunity or to update an opportunity, you have to search for the required tool. So here you can see get opportunity will give you all the opportunities in your account. If you simply want to know more about the opportunities, you need to add get opportunity tool. But if you want to modify or add a new opportunity, you need to select update opportunity tool as well. So if you add these two tools, you'll be able to get all the information about an opportunity, and then you can update that opportunity. And similarly, if you want to find the pipelines, you can select get pipelines. Then you can go through the list of all these tools that are available to you, and then you can pick the right tools based on your requirements. There's a tool to get blog post if you want that, and then you can create a blog post as well, and you can also create social media posting. All of this can be done using MCP, but then it would also require you to add the required scopes in your private integration token. So for example, if you want to update a blog post, you can create this tool, but this wouldn't run because you don't have the required scopes selected under private integration token. So if you want to get certain things done, first you have to create the required tool. And once you create the required tool, you also need to make sure that you have the right scopes selected in the private integration token used for this MCP server. So once those things are in place, you can then set up this tool and do some trial and error and see if the tool is actually working or not. So that is how you would set up your MCP inside your voice AI agent. So I hope this is helpful. So if you want to get things done using a phone call, you can implement this. But now you have access to OpenClaw inside HighLevel, which is called MoltClaw. And if you are going to use that, you don't really have to create tools like this one by one. MoltClaw has all the skills pre-installed, so you just need to speak to it either by text or through voice notes, and it will get things done for you. So now you have more choices. So you might not need to set up an MCP server inside your voice AI agent, but for some reason, if you want to, this is how you would set it up. So I hope you find this valuable. If you have any questions, please let me know. I will see you in the next one. Thank you and bye.